Mississippi State head coach, Nikki McCray-Penson. Up first, we will go to Robbie Falk for questions.
Coach, I know for coaches and players alike, when you have a tough game like you did against South Florida, you love to come back a couple of days later and play a game and get that bad taste out of your mouth, but y'all haven't had that opportunity. You got a whole week off. What's been the focus this week for you to try to get, everything back on track and prepare for the next game?
The focus has been about us. We've broken down that game. I mean, we've dissected it offensively, defensively, and things that we did wrong and things that we did well. Obviously rebounding was critical for us. We gave up 23 offensive rebounds. We got 19. So it wasn't an effort thing. It was, we just didn't come up with the rebound. They're a team that they screen a lot. And sometimes, you get out of position and you lose sight of your man when it's time to rebound. So we've been focused we've been screening a lot and rebounding out of screens and situations, out of transition. So those things, our Bob defense, just trying to get better at that. And then our overall half court offense, really working that and trying to get some fluidity, in that. But it's been a lot of teaching. It's been a lot of back to the basics. I think a loss like that really, shows you some areas that you got to continue to get better at.
Up next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Nikki, obviously not every player is going to be a vocal person, but in terms of Maya, I know we've talked to you kind of about challenging her to be more of an offensive threat. In terms of a leadership role and being more of a vocal person and maybe a mentor a little bit to some of those younger guards, is that something that you had to challenge her with a little bit in the preseason? And how has she kind of taken to it, or is it she kind of taken to it a little bit more naturally?
Maya is a natural leader by example, because she does her job on and off the floor. But she's got to be able to get people to listen to her. So I challenged her. People got to listen to you. They see you doing that, but are they following you? And now people are listening to her. Number one, because she has the experience. She does it the right way, but now she's building relationships with her teammates on and off the floor. That's the biggest thing you got to have in order for people to listen to you. You got to, out on your off days, you got to make them feel important. And she spends time with her teammates. And being a leader is exhausting, but it's exhausting because you have to give so much to others. And that's what she's done. And I think it has helped her grow. I think now when she gets on them, they know where it comes from. And she's not afraid to now talk. She is mimicking everything that I'm saying. But there's other people on our team as well that have to be vocal, that I've challenged this week to be vocal, because she can't only be the one. I've challenged Sydney, I've challenged Rakia, and I've challenged Jess. Those four they have to be vocal. That means they got to show up every day in practice and in games in order for their teammates to listen to them, but they have to spend time with their teammates off the floor.
Up next, we'll go to John Sokoloff.
Hey, Nikki. So obviously you're a couple games in now. How would you kind of say that your team has responded to your leadership style? How would you say the players have kind of responded to you?
I think, they've responded well to our coaches. Every day, we're building trust with each other every single day, being consistent. I think the biggest thing is being consistent. We're very consistent. We want them to be consistent. And we're consistent in our message. We're consistent in our delivery, how we get on them, how we praise them, all of those things. Players like consistency. And I'm a very disciplined coach. We were not very disciplined in that game. And we've talked about that all week, being disciplined. And to me, that's really important because players need it. They want it. Sometimes it doesn't feel good, but at the end of the day, that's who we have to be to become better people, a better team, and better players. So, but they've responded well because we're very consistent with them. I think they like the consistency that we give them, the love, the toughness, all of it.
How would you say, a quick follow-up from me here, how would you say they've kind of responded since Saturday and just how has that really gone?
Well, I think, the big thing is, they came in as a group on their day off and they talked. And when we met with them the next day, it was pretty evident that we were saying the same things. And they looked in the mirror, now my thing is, are we talking or are we going to show it? And we've had really good practices this week. which has been really good. And it's been about us, the details, and areas that we've had to get better at from breaking down the film. And I've seen growth. And that's what you want as a coach. I mean, we've gotten after it, in practice. A lot of this has been defense. And we've spent some time with our offense, but it's been about our grit, because this program was built on blue collar. And like I said, we play hard. That's not a question. We play hard. But when you give up 23 offensive rebounds and you get 19, it's like, whoa. But we play hard. We got to get it done. Like we have to get it done. And we realized there are some things that we didn't do. So we got back to those things, doing what we do well.
Up next, we'll go back to Robbie.
Nikki, Katerion played 19 minutes in the first 2 ball games. She only got 1 minute against South Florida. Was that just how the rotations worked out, or what happened with her the other night?
I think with her and Madison, it was the flow of the game, and they probably should have played more. I just think it was the flow of the game, and I wanted to go a little bit more with the experience of players that had played against this team because they were very familiar, with that, and that's something that I addressed. I probably should have gotten them in the game a little bit more, but again, they, South Florida does a really good job of screening, and, you have to have a clear understanding of what we're doing and how we're guarding things. I thought we guarded them in the half court. We didn't rebound the ball the way we should have rebounded the ball. And then there were some lapses that we had in Bob defense and transition defense. But, that's pretty much, it was the flow of the game and what I thought we needed at the time. It was nothing against them. And, but that's something that I did address to them.
Let's go to Ben next.
You mentioned Sid, and I know obviously she's playing her first basketball in probably close to 2 years now and getting back in flow. What's kind of been that process for her and feeling out, and how much do you attribute maybe some of the shooting numbers or whatever you want to call it to some of that and just getting back in the flow?
I think, for Sid, she's got to be a defender and a vocal leader. We know we can shoot the ball for us. She helps us in our transition because she can open up the floor for us. And she's got a beautiful shot. But, for me, it is, her ability to defend, her ability to rebound and get second, boards for us. She's got to rebound the ball better. We know she can shoot the ball. Like I said, it's those little things, those extra things that we need from her. And that's something that she's got to buy into, which she is, because that's never been her role. But she's just got to be consistent for us from the outside. She's got to be consistent for us on the inside because she does play multiple position for us. And I think that's a big thing too. She's having to learn a lot of different spots in our offense, but she's a cerebral kid. And she can do that. But, we need solid play from her every night on both ends of the floor. She's a glue piece for us.
Up next, we'll go to Joel Coleman.
Nikki, I know that as a coach, you can probably I guess ideally you always would say that a loss, there's something that you can look back to and helps you learn and things. But is there anything in particular that losing that game that you can kind of point at and say, this may have been what was needed to really get my point across in this area?
Yes, absolutely. We talked about it. I mean, our rebounding. I mean, we scrimmage our guys every single day. And that's a stat that we talk about, rebounding, because they're running rebounders. And this team necessarily wasn't running rebounders. We had to help so much on their action, which took our post players out of position. So our guards had to go find their man and box them out. So that was something that we had, really to address. But rebounding it's not a skill thing. It's an effort thing. You just got to go get the ball. We talked about Bob defense, being ready. It's something that we've worked. Now we've put them in a situation where it's a foul, and now I make a substitution. They got to get ready. They got to get matched up because they scored 12 points, in Bob defense. And then, just our overall half court execution, getting good shots. That part is going to come because, again, we have 3 players returning that played a lot of minutes. That is Jessica, Rakia, and Maya. Everybody else is new to playing. Sid didn't play. The next person that played was Zaria, who's not playing right now, who played 13 minutes. So you got a lot of people that are playing that never played this many minutes. So it is a lot for them to process, but they have to be ready. They have to be ready. They have to understand, what we're doing. But, we're just getting better each and every day. and really working on us. And we are growing from this, and we will learn from this loss.
We'll go back to Ben.
Just real quickly, in terms of Zaria, obviously, I know you're monitoring her health day to day, but she's still kind of on track to get back around January, and how important a piece is she to get back?
I think she's very important because she adds to the experience. That's another player that has played with that group and been here 2 years, that knows the SEC, and that's critical. And that's what you need. I mean, you need experience. And I think when you look across the board, you have a lot of these experienced teams that are really jumping off the chart and playing well. Well, we have 3 players, new staff, new system, all of those things. So it's going to take some time. But our basic fundamental stuff is the stuff that we want to be very solid at. Our offense will come, but our defense, our rebounding, those things we have to correct. And we are correcting so that we can give ourselves a chance to win and dominate games. But Zaria, she's key for us. And that's what we need. We need that experience to help us.
All right, guys, if there's no more questions, that'll do it for our Mississippi State women's basketball press conference.